Hello guys, how are you all doing today? I want to start this video by thanking you all for engaging and showing me so much love in my last video where we talked about women empowering themselves and just being prepared for the unthinkable, because the men of these days are quite unpredictable. You all will agree with me. So today I want to actually address the men. Yeah, all of you insatiable men, come here. Yes, you listening to me, come here. Insatiable man, come. This particular video today is for you and is about you. Let me tell you the truth that we women want you to know, that we sometimes don't talk about, but don't mean we don't know. Come here. Bring that your big coconut head. Bring it here. You guys are always very quick to condemn women who leave men during the Surulere days and go after men who are wealthy. We all condemn women who will leave their husbands or abandon their husbands and say, oh, because he's struggling or because he has nothing. They go and look for a richer man or a well-to-do man who can take care of them and take care of their needs. We always condemn women who walk away from men who have literally nothing, women who do not want to start with anybody from the scratch. We condemn them. We say they are not good. They are not virtuous women. We condemn women who have their own wealth and are tired of feeding the man and tired of using their own wealth to meet the man's needs. We condemn women who do not believe in struggling and, going through it all with the man. We condemn women because we feel that, the woman is the man's backbone. Whatever the man wants to do, it's the woman's duty to be there, to show up, to support, to encourage, to push the man to get to where he wants to be. But are these men really worth it? So this man, you now ask yourself, are you worth it? Should the woman sacrifice so much for you? Should the woman be there with you to support you through it all? Yeah, the woman may not have made the man. The woman may not be the one to give him the money to be who or become whatever he wants to be. But the woman would have been there to support him. You cannot build a dream without a supportive wife. If your wife does not support your certain dreams, you cannot do it. So you need a woman who will give you that stability at home. A woman who pushes you, who will support you to attain your full potential. A woman who will be there for you. And the woman will slave and do every single thing in the book to make sure that you, this man, you get to where you want to be or you become who you want to be, believing that, okay, by the time you attain, that position or that place or that certain wealth, you will then know her, you will support her, you will be there for her, you will love her, you will, use your wealth to, make her what and who you want her to be. But you will all agree with me that the men of these days, reverse is the case. You support them through their dreams. You help them become whoever they want. And then, after a few years, they find, when you are getting old, they find another girl who is sexy and who is fine and they want to go with that. Forgetting that, yes, the woman body cannot be the same, will never be the same. You see some women who already have 3 kids and they're still have the banging body, still have the flat tummy and all of that. Whereas you see some of us who have had, kids over the years and we are like chubby, we are like big, we just need this man to show up and be there and love us and, let the energy match. If when you had nothing, I stayed with you and I helped you build your empire, I helped you build yourself, I helped you build your career, you will not now make that wealth and then not know me and you expect women to continue to worship you. You expect no. And that's why God will punish so many men. I'm sorry to say this. A woman that supports you in growing and building yourself, you then become who you want to be and then you think, oh, she's not good enough, and then you begin to count her flaws. She was not good, she's not good enough now. Maybe her belly is big, maybe she's very untidy, her food is not sweet. Bear in mind that you've lived with that woman for many years and it was fine because you needed to stay grinded and build your career. But all of a sudden she's fat, she's not good looking anymore, she's getting old, she has wrinkles, she cannot tidy up, the house is always rough, the house is always dirty, she cannot cook. But you lived with that woman and you managed that woman when you had nothing. But all of a sudden you have much, you have a lot, and now you can afford to have other women, other houses, other wives elsewhere, and you would now betray the trust. I think it's the betrayal for me. It's the fact that this man will betray your trust so bad that they will think, yeah, you should be fine with it. Should be more meaning it's not the end of the world. It is the end of the world for some women because that's another level of betrayal that we women cannot explain. No woman wants to express that kind of betrayal. So when you find a man who then betrays you like that, like I said in my previous video, live your life, do you enjoy yourself and live life, and your compensation is not in the hands of man but in the hands of God. But to the men who would eventually leave the woman of the wife of your youth, and then she's now getting old, and then that's when you're looking for comfort in the hands of another woman. The thunder that will strike you people is doing press up in the gate of hell is coming on you. So just hope that men just do right, learn to appreciate your wife. And I understand the Islamic religion that allows a man marry more than one wife. But bear in mind that the Islamic religion also said, like, you have to be able to balance it up between two. You have to treat them equally. You have to love them equally. Even the Bible, the Quran that said, the Quran, God knows that there is no dede. You can, I don't know, I'm not a Muslim, but I believe that you cannot do dede between two women. Because one, secondly, there's no way you can love two women and love them equally. You may have a soulmate and you have someone that your partner, someone that is like a life partner, but you can definitely not love the both of them the same way. And you cannot, like, you can't do the day in there. You cannot, regardless of how hard you try. And I personally usually tell people that, the average African man is a polygamist by nature, which means they cannot stick to one woman like for life, forever. So it means that there's a tendency that they would cheat. Fair enough. As hard as it is, we women do not even want to ever find our husband cheating on us, by accident or going snooping around and all of that. But I think everyone can still live with knowing that, oh, okay, it's cheating here and there. But to know that it's actually leaving you to live with another woman, or to know that, yes, today, Monday is my day, Wednesday is with another woman. Trust me. And one thing that I personally do not like about polygamy is the fact that it's the kids, it's the children who suffer it. Because then the new wife will feel like, what is it going that is so special about the first wife safe? That is so. And if you now get married to a small wife who is wicked, or who has a lot of agborodus in a circle, or who has families, they will then begin to say, let me give you a good example. A good example is you, Ledoche. Is you Letoche. He's going about with this new girl, acting like nothing happened. Even when his first wife is still grieving that child. That alone, if that is not proof to men that you cannot mess with a woman like that, you cannot do this to a woman who stood by you and supported you for many years. If that is not the evidence that you cannot do that to women, and you go ahead and you hurt a woman like that, God will definitely deal with you. Because that girl is still mourning a son that passed away. Only God, heaven and earth, knows what happens to that boy. But he's there on social media because of clout, because of, Facebook earnings. He's there back on social media with this other girl, fooling themselves. So that's your lesson. And this is why I always tell men, it goes beyond, the woman is just being jealous. Oh, you could share me. We are more than happy to share this men with the world, but just make sure that I am secured. Make sure that my kids are secured. Make sure that wherever, that's why I always tell people, instead of me to be a second wife, the man can go if he wants to go. Because I'm not going to risk my children's health. I'm not going to risk losing a child or risk my children's, well-being in the hands of another woman. Because that second woman, I don't know what she's coming with. I don't know what she has. I don't know how she wants her husband to be. I don't know. So I cannot be in the mix of all that nonsense. If the man feels that you are not good enough, in my opinion, you can go. If you don't feel that you have the strength, you have the mental capacity and the spiritual capacity to stay and be a second wife and be fighting all the battles, all well and good, what works for you. But my message is to the men. Women do not deserve this. We do not deserve that betrayal from you. After working so hard with you, after supporting you, we do not deserve that betrayal when we should be resting. What do you guys think?